Demon Souls, Dark Souls.
Well, I was
I
thinking we
don't.
could rate each one of the cover arts, like the standard ones.
Okay, no, I'm totally down to do that.
Okay. Let's see. Let me pull up Demon Souls. I know which one it is, but I just want to make sure. Let's see, cover. Because they do have multiple versions. Okay, let's just go with the first release of Demon Souls. I'll just describe it to you so you know which one I'm talking about. It's
Sure.
the one where it has the blue phantom. You know, heck, the signature knight set. He looks like he's about to draw his sword out with a black backdrop.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Okay, are you able to pull it up?
Trying to.
Okay. But yeah, personally, I really like this one. It doesn't look like someone simply took a picture of it in game. That's the kind of cover art I cannot stand. Is when it looks like they just enabled photo mode and just took a picture like Ghost of Tsushima. Um, but yeah, I really like this one. I like the blue aura around it. It just really blends well with the title, and just it makes it for a really cool. If you're like shopping around for a video game and you see something like that, it just pulls you in immediately, in my opinion. And the armor set looks very unique. It doesn't look like something from another game. It's just overall uniqueness. I would probably give it. Let's see. I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think the background. I think the backdrop is a little bland. I think they could have added a little bit more texture to the backdrop, in my opinion. But and maybe make the title kind of pulse out a little bit more. But that's just me. Are you able to find it? Are you still there? Oh, did I lose him?
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Are you on your phone or something on Discord?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I've
okay.
just got just trying to find this real quick. Okay, yes. Now I see the cover art you're talking about. I know the one. For me, it's more of a seven. I mean, it's a fluted armor set, and it looks really cool. I think the original Dark Souls cover art. I think I had it with the alternative cover art on it, where I think it was Artorias the Abyss Walker. It was his back, and he was like walking towards the the game cover, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like all you see is, and that one was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably my favorite. I'd get well one of my favorites. That one was fantastic. Uh, love that one. I would give that a 9.5.
Oh, nice. Um.
And well, giving Demon Souls a number, it's more like a seven for me.
Okay. I might be getting, I might be a little too generous with it, but I just imagine myself walking in the store and I see it. I just immediately get pulled in by it, and the overall immersion of the cover art itself. Um, I wanted
With Dark Souls 3, it seems like he's doing a thumbs up to me. It
to.
just that's he's like thumbs up, and it just like that's not how that should be. It's always thrown me off.
you
Six on the Dark Souls 3.
from this point on, basically after Dark Souls, the cover art drastically decreases. Unless I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think I ever liked the cover art past Dark Souls 1.
Um, I like Dark Souls Remastered's cover art on the store, and especially Demon Souls. Elden Rings, I mean, it's pretty bland as
Yeah,
far as I can tell. I mean, you got the tarnish with the thing. I mean, there's stuff going on, but it's just not like focused on this warrior
mm-hmm.
like it was on the first two. It doesn't look as iconic, I should
that
say.
that's why I got the Steelbook. The Steelbook is a lot better because it's Godfrey and it has like a white backdrop, and it's just so much better.
That does sound good.
I wanted to talk about the Demon Souls for PS5 cover art because I absolutely hate it. It's one of those pictures that looks like it was taking. It looks like one of those photos that was used in photo mode. I don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously you couldn't really get this angle. I don't think,
I
unless you're
think
just.
I'm looking at it right now as we're speaking, and I see with the what is that? The gates of Boletaria, right? And he's
Yeah,
got all the undead around him, and you see the blue-eyed knight in the back,
and
and the
the
jester or whatever. What is that guy referred
official.
to as? The official.
Yep.
That's right. And it looks good. It looks good. Looks looted armor and the short sword. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it very much harkens back to that almost iconic image of just that warrior. I mean, Dark Souls being the most burned into my head, could I say?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of harkens back to that for me, and so I give that a good 8.5.
Okay. I think I'm at a 6.5 out of 10 with that one. I can't stand it. I hate
Fair
look.
enough.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't take that photo in the game. It's obviously set up for, just specifically for that shot because you got the dragon in there. You can't get the dragon right there in game, and I don't know if you can get the blue knight right there. I think if you tried hard enough, maybe, but I don't see it because of enemy boundaries. The official,
There's
definitely
no
not.
way. Yeah, the official. That was going to be the one I would say. But I mean, those are all things that are in the level, so it does kind of represent what you're going to go through. I mean, and a challenge awaits ahead.
Yeah,
That's what it says to me.
yeah, and that's a good point actually because you got all kinds of crazy stuff coming at you. So since you said that, I'll bump it up to a 7 out of 10 because you made a good point.
And it
Um,
is one of the first levels immediately, and it is a pretty difficult level coming right out of the gate.
yeah,
I mean,
but I guess I was really hoping for something a little bit more artsy. Um, I guess I'm just really artsy fartsy when it comes to stuff like this.
you know what I think might have been a better one if you were in the Nexus and it just showed I don't know maybe the hero knelt down betwixt all the statues and maybe if you had like above that some of the bosses kind of their faces or whatever darkened out um, to just kind of show hey challenges ahead and things of that nature. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really think about something that could be better, really, and that's the problem. Maybe that's what they were struggling with too. They're like, oh, what can we create that's just going to be, inviting, but also not inviting at the same time. Um, but yeah, I mean, heck, I'm pretty sure it was really hard to find a good shot. And I guess Boltonian Palace, this shot was probably the only thing they could really think of that was probably the best bet to go with. I just, I don't know. I was really hoping that they could create something a little bit more, like I said, artistic, something that makes you think a little bit instead of just something really kind of plain and straightforward. You know what if you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. See, I keep going back to the Nexus
Yeah.
because the Nexus is just so gorgeous in the remaster, and it's just it's probably a place you're going to spend most of your time, at least for me, I think, and for no particular reason. It's just a hub area. It's
Hmm.
just a hub area. There's nothing really special about the Nexus. It's just, it early on, this was the hub area because that was how they had to make the game
Uh.
because they couldn't make huge intersecting levels like that. They had to do it like that.
Maybe you could have shown the loot helmet and the sword. A close up of the sword reflection. Maybe with a little tiny splatter of blood on it, with maybe the main dragon god in the reflection of the sword. Maybe something like that.
Oh, yes. Okay, I like that idea. Maybe. I don't know.
Um, Okay. Well, you already talked about Dark Souls. I mean, feel free to add on. Yeah, I definitely agree. Dark Souls, the cover art is definitely iconic. It's very is like a more advanced version of the original Demon Souls cover art. Um, Definitely got a lot of stuff going on. You got a lot of stuff you can kind of look for in the blue aura. You got a lot of knights and stuff that are it looks very haunting and definitely sets the atmosphere for the game. Something I would definitely put on my wall. I think, heck, I think I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10 myself. But isn't that what you gave it?
Demon Souls cover art or Dark Souls?
Dark Souls.
Yeah, I gave it a nine, 9.5. I think nine.
Okay. Yeah,
We'll go with nine.
definitely outstanding. So I gotta remember what Dark Souls 2 looks like.
I can't either. Jesus, I'm gonna look it up on the PlayStation
I
Store.
think okay, yeah. They tried to rip off the first cover basically. Except that it's just worse. They just somehow just totally made it worse. I think, God, I think I gotta give this one a 4 out of 10. Just because it just rips off the first one, doesn't try anything new, and
That is, I mean, if we're doing Scholar of the First Sin, which I think the original cover art was different than Scholar of the First Sin,
uh huh.
but I'm just looking at Scholar of the First Sin right now. Yeah, I'm only gonna give them a. I'm gonna give that a three because there's literally nothing going on in the
Mm.
backdrop. It's just fog,
I'm look.
and I mean, you can't even see like. Is that armor set even available in the game?
Oh yeah, yeah. That is the one with the fur around his neck.
No, I'm looking at the cover art for Scholar of the First
Oh,
Sin with yeah
I
that
think
dude with
so.
that what is that cowl? I guess you would call that, or I don't even know what armor set that is.
I'm pretty sure you can unlock that. I remember people. I thought I remember people talking about
The
it.
original was the Farum Knight, wasn't it? The original was the Farum Knight, and that was that was all right, I guess. I mean, it's not amazing. I mean, the Farum Knight armor was cool looking, but you don't get that until like so late in the game, and it was just not even that great of an armor set, if I'm going to be honest.
I mean, really, none of the alternate cover art is good for Dark Souls 2. I just maybe some of them are maybe a point more, but well, okay. You got this one. It's the Japanese box art. It's definitely a lot better. I think that one's probably a 7.5 for me. Look up Dark Souls 2 Japanese box art
All right, one moment.
because that one definitely has a lot more atmosphere to it, and it's not trying to rip off any of the covers. It definitely could be a lot lighter. I mean, there could be some more haunting stuff in the background. It's just it looks like a picture of the woods.
With the Farum Knight knelt down, that
Yeah,
it almost looks like Berserk. That is, yeah, definitely
where he's got the
improvement.
sword, he's leaning up against the
That's an
sword.
eight. Yeah, that's an eight
Yeah,
out of 10 for me. Easy. Yeah,
I
good
need to
one.
get
They
that
should have
cut
used
case.
that.
But I mean, I have the still book. The still book is okay. Let's see, because I got it through that whole collection thing. Yeah, the steel book is him just putting his arm over the sword. I mean, it's decent, but not as good as that Japanese box art.
Yeah,
Uh,
that Japanese box art is where it's at.
yeah. I guess we'd go ahead and do Dark Souls 3, even though it's not in release order, but because naturally Bloodborne would be
I
next.
mean, he
But
just looks like he's going thumbs up. That's just my take on it, and
yeah,
I just can't take it as seriously. But I mean, it's not a bad cover art. I'll give it seven.
yeah. Heck, I think I'm a 6.5 with it. I mean, it's not too terribly bad, but definitely could have been a lot cooler. Just based on all this cool stuff that's in the game, and they just went with that. It's just, uh,
Yeah, I mean, it's not as it just looks like he's going thumbs up to me. I'm like, yeah, yeah, okay. I mean, but Dark Souls 3 is an amazing game.
I don't know if this is a real um cover or not, but it's the Fire Fades edition of Dark Souls 3. It's got a Sleep Night Gale along with the painter. That's a really cool cover if it's real.
Hmm. Uh, but you said you want to do Bloodborne, and I don't
What
know.
are you able to find
Bloodborne
this
was
one?
just what was it called?
Oh, Dark Souls 3, the Fire Fades edition cover art. I think it's real. Look at that one because, like I said, it has Sleep Night Gale on the front with the art. I don't know her name, but that one's actually the best one in my opinion. I think that one's definitely a that one's probably an 8.5 out of 10 for me. It doesn't have like your character on it or anything, but it's still a really cool display.
See, I'm not. It's not showing me Slave Knight Gale. It's showing me the Cinder guy. I mean, it's like most of his upper body, and he's facing towards us. But I mean, it's an improvement. I would give it
Well, let me see if I
like
can.
an 8.
Hold on, let me see if I can find you on here real quick. Um, yeah, here I'll send it through. I'll send it through Discord. Here it is.
Oh, that does look much better. That is a lot better.
I'm like, why aren't they using these covers? They probably just what they should do is they should just have people vote on what cover they like the most.
Honestly, they should.
All right, so Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. Yeah.
I think Bloodborne probably suffers a lot because it's another bland cover like Dark Souls 2. I mean, I think it's better, but it's still not a
I don't know. It seems like they went with the whole Artorias thing again. I'm gonna give I mean, it's a definite win for me, this cover art. I like it.
okay.
And what I especially like is Lady Maria, the old Hunters DLC, that cover art, that
Mm-hmm.
image of her sitting in the astral clock tower, just in her chair, just waiting it to fuck somebody up.
Yeah, that one's definitely
It's
cool.
just oof, because that fight, that was her in Bloodborne. She was literally the equivalent of Artorias, or what was his name in Dark Souls 2? The samurai in the DLC.
Oh, Alone Night.
Yeah, Sir Night
Yeah,
Alone,
Sir Not
right?
Alone. Yeah.
Alone. Yeah.
I think I give the standard Bloodborne cover a 7, and the Old Hunters maybe a 7.5.
I'm gonna give standard 8, and Old Hunters a 9. Should
Okay.
we be judging the DLCs too? Like maybe I should pull up like Dark Souls 3's DLCs and
I thought
kind
we
of take a
already
look at
been doing
those.
that.
Have we? I thought we were doing like alternate cover arts from like
Well, at first
Dark
we're
Souls.
looking at the standard box art, and then we're just looking at alternatives. And usually the alternatives are is either Japanese or the DLC.
Well, I'm looking at the Ring City and Ashes of Ariandel, and it's just like pictures of the castle. So,
I mean,
I mean, Ashes of Ariandel does look really nice with snow, and you see the bridge, but it's not playable.
oh yeah, I see what you
So,
mean.
not high scoring that.
Yeah, I mean it just looks like someone took a photo in game. um, Ashes of Ariandel. Yeah, it's just another shot with. You could probably get the binoculars and get the same shot.
Honestly, yeah.
um, so Sekiro. Oh, look at that! We're over an hour. All right.
Yep.
I really like the standard Sekiro cover. I mean, well, no, hold on. The standard is okay. I think I might be looking at the steelbook. It's the one I like is him facing the camera with the sword between the E and the K. Um, with a good view of his prosthetic arm. He's got his mouth covered up by the prosthetic arm. with the leaves falling with the I think that's Ashina in the background. That I really like that one. I think that one's definitely an 8.5 out of 10 for me.
I haven't played Sekiro yet just because it was like it's been on my bucket list and I'm just waiting for it to go on sale.
Really, as much as you like parrying, and you haven't played Sekiro
Yeah,
yet.
but there's no PvP in it. That
Oh,
was like the
okay.
big thing for me.
Uh,
So I guess maybe I would. I mean, I think it looks pretty good, the cover art. But I'm looking at the when you bring it up and his back is facing you,
yeah.
with his sword on his back, which I think that looks fantastic. And you see just this fire raging in front of him, this building burning down. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's going to unsheath that sword. So
It's
you know,
it's a very classic style. It looks like I'm not saying this to bash it, but it looks like a cover for a PS2 game, in my opinion. Like like it looks like something like God of War almost. But like I
and I
said,
like that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying that's what I imagine would be on a PS2 cover.
Yeah,
Um,
classic for me. I mean,
yeah,
I love the classics.
definitely. But yeah, the standard one where you get the side view of him with the kind of, uh, foggy background. That one's really bad. That's probably 6 out of 10. I don't know if you see that one or
Yeah,
not.
I saw it. I would give that a 6 out of 10. But the with the back, its backdrop, back to the camera, I give that an 8.
Okay.
A lot of eights out of me tonight. Eights, nines, no
Yeah.
tens. I don't know. I wonder what it would be a 10 for me. It's just maybe I'm judging them too harshly, or maybe I'm being too generous in some areas.
uh, yeah. A 10 would just have to totally
Be
blow me
just
away.
yeah. But I mean, okay, so maybe the closest to the 10 would be the original, or maybe I think it was probably the alternative cover art for Dark Souls that
Mm.
they released later with the what was it edition, the Prepare to Die edition,
Uh huh.
where you got Artorias' back, the Abyss Walker walking into the abyss. That was that it just sticks out in my mind so much. So maybe I'll bump that up, and that'll be my 10.
Okay.
Just to have something to compare it to. Man, these aren't like super serious lists. We're just talking about the cover
Right.
art.
Yeah. Yeah. Just we're kind of in a way we're kind of nitpicking, really.
Yeah,
Um.
because let me tell you, we love Dark Souls,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
We do. We've been playing for years. We got thousands of hours in the game at this point.
Just when you put so much passion in these games, I mean, you're gonna find problems that you have with it. It's weird how this is another thing we could definitely talk about is how much people want to claim that it's just the perfect thing, and I don't believe in anything being perfect. I believe some aspects can be handled very well, but there's usually something wrong with it. Um, but Elden Ring does have problems, and I personally have never played a 10 out of 10 game, and I don't think, and I probably never will. Another thing is that Dark Souls is currently still number one. I don't want to put Elden Ring up there yet until I've seen more of Elden Ring. Um, but personally, I would give Dark Souls the game maybe an 8.5 out of 10, and that's only because of stuff that doesn't feel finished in the game. But you got to consider, I mean, a game that doesn't feel very finished in some areas, still getting 8.5 out of 10 just shows you just how impactful it is.